Hi. So I thought I'd come on and share something as requested by a friend of mine because I think it might be useful to some people who really are awake with eyes to see and ears to hear. So, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I was asking Source, okay, why is everything like this? Why is everything in the world manifesting in this way? Um, we know that our minds create the reality in which we live using the elements that we have been given, either consciously or unconsciously, according to our state of being. And also, of course, our subconscious blocks and desires and things that we might have just shoved away, or, all of that stuff. So we know also from quantum physics that wherever we place attention, atoms appear. And we know that whatever we speak comes into being because the intention is manifested through the sound. And sound creates form, as Hans Jenny so beautifully illustrated in the 1940s and 50s with his cymatics. So with all that said, I was thinking, okay, God, what is wrong? What is going on? The people have gone crazy. They've gone mad. What is going on? And we know from things like the Kybalion and other amazing books of ancient philosophy, from the Kemetic texts to the writings on the walls of Egyptian tombs, that ancient wisdom goes back right to the beginning, if there was a beginning, or whether it's infinite, we don't know. Do we comprehend infinity, I wonder? Anyway, so I asked, I said, what is going on? What is going on? I've been asking a while, actually, but I earnestly asked, like, what the heck is going on here? And I know that when I ask like that, I get some answers. It might take a few weeks or a few hours or a few days or sometimes months, but if I keep asking, I get the answer. And this might ring true for you and it might not. But I came across an article and he was talking about the right brain and the left brain split. And that the left brain is taking over the right brain. And it's quite an interesting article, and I'll post it down there so that you can have a little read and a listen. And I thought, oh, how interesting is this? I'm led to Cain and Abel, the story of Cain and Abel. And a while ago I realised that Cain was the left hemisphere of the brain and Abel was symbolic, or anthropomorphized, my favourite word, the personification of the right side of the brain. And now we know that the left side and the right side of the brain are very different. One takes care of all the kind of logic-y kind of stuff, and the non-creative side, the functional side. And the other side, the right-hand side, takes care of all the creative, intuitive, marvellous, wonderful, artistic, aesthetic stuff. This is very interesting, Cain and Abel, that story, because Abel made his offering to God at the same time as Cain, and Abel's offering was poor in a sense. By comparison, you could say, looking at it from a very left brain perception, but it was given with love, and it was given with qualities that cannot be quantified by the left brain. The left brain seems to have very little compassion, very little empathy or sympathy, whereas the right brain has the qualities and the appreciation of aesthetics and beauty and truth and all the wonderful eternal values, which to the left brain seem to be completely and utterly useless, but to the right brain are essential for life. Interesting. So Abel makes his offering. God loves Abel's offering because it's just so beautiful and given with the right heart. But Cain's super snazzy offering to God was acceptable, and he, the gratitude, of course, was there. However, it was not as acceptable as Abel's. Okay. So putting that into context of the left and the right hemisphere of the brain, and putting it into current affairs and the article of which I speak, isn't it interesting that AI, technology, which I'm using right now, telephones, all of this other stuff has really taken over, and we find ourselves stuck in front of most of it most of the time. And then the television, and then whatever. Not that I watch that. And I thought, well, there you are. Cain is still trying to kill Abel. Cain did kill Abel, and the garden was truly lost. It's like we have to find our way back to the garden. And where is the garden? Well, we know the Garden of Eden is inside our head. It's our physiology. It's our the beauty of our mind and our brain, and how it all works, the rivers and tributaries, and whether you call it Vishnu and the 24 avatars, or the 24 elders, or the 12 cranial nerves, 12 apostles. Just watch my other videos for more information on that, or read the book. So the left brain is still trying to kill the right brain, huh? So logic and all of those things are prevailing, although it makes you wonder in some cases whether there is any logic at all. But I think it goes into other areas such as compassion and eternal values, because the left brain doesn't seem to have very much going on there for some. And, if it's not scientifically proven to some, then it's not true. If AI can do it, then that's okay, that's fine. AI can do everything that human beings can do, except no, they're not conscious. Except they're programmed by human beings. Hello. Yeah. So, I just would like you to think about that. The story of Cain and Abel, the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere. The left is trying to take over the right. There's an epidemic, you could say a pandemic of left brainers. How do we solve this? Well, I think we need to do right brain things. We need to dance in the moonlight, lie underneath the stars and fall upwards. We need to get our guitars out and start strumming and playing and singing and being like dolphins, swimming in the sea and jumping for joy for no reason, just because life is life. Life is beautiful. Even when it's hard, it's still beautiful. We need to go to art galleries and appreciate splashed paint on a canvas for no reason, just because. To enjoy a moment with a friend talking about beautiful things. Because what I found over the past few years, post you know what, is that people are still talking about you know what. Talking about what's been put into the body through needles, what's been put into the water, what's this, what's that, what's the other, etc., etc., and it goes on and on and on. And we know that humans love a story, and we love to repeat ourselves, and we love to hear ourselves speak, and we know it. Do we know anything? Do we really? Or do we just repeat over and over again to make it true? There are so many things I'd like to talk about, but I think it's going to be another book. And right now I'm kind of in the middle of a transition, so it's just leaving you with the thought of Cain and Abel, the left brain and the right brain, the left brain becoming too dominant over the right brain. En masse. Look at the devastation. Look at the lack of compassion. Look at the Asperger's. Look at the syndromes. Look at the lack of love and truth and wisdom. Wow. Look at it. Are we going to contribute to it? Or are we going to do some right brain, creative, loving, wonderful things for absolutely no reason at all? Here's to falling upwards.
When